news. This morning we have a special guest in the studio. Margie Longoria is here. She's here to talk to us about a book fair happening tomorrow. It's Border Book Bash, which actually our own Craig Verley was telling me you're one of the founders of this book bash. Margie, tell me a little bit about what this is.
Okay, Border Book Bash is a book festival we started about 9 years ago in Mission. We started in Mission, Texas, and it was a book festival to bring more young adults, teenagers and like tweenagers to book festivals. Usually a lot of book festivals are geared towards the babies, and that's great. But I was an 8th grade reading teacher, and I'm a high school librarian now. And so I always wanted to get my big kids to read books. So I remember when I was little, if I would have, had the opportunity to meet my favorite author like S.E. Hinton or Judy Blume, I would have died as a little girl.
In a good way.
Yes.
In a good way.
I wanted that for our young people. And so we started this book festival about 9 years ago, and we've been having it. We travel it all over the valley. It's a book festival that we do with the Valley librarians. So we travel it all over the valley, and this year we're having it, and we were online for a couple years because of COVID, but this year we'll be in Edinburgh.
At the Region 1 Service Center,
Region 1
right?
Service Center. It's free. We have free books. We have authors from all over the place coming to be with us, and it's very, very exciting. So,
Margie, tell me why you're targeting this section of the tweens like you talked about. You're right. We stress a lot about get them started young, and then kind of as they grow older and have other interests, we forget to focus on the reading part. Why is that so important for you, not only as an organizer for this event, but as an educator?
Like I said, I was an 8th grade reading teacher, and my job was to teach these kids to read. So I remember my first day, none of them, they were all like, books. And so I had to really work to figure out what books to get them engaged. And once I did that, it was so exciting because they all love to read. And then I have kids now, they're moms and dads now, and not to say how old I am, but they come back and they're like, I love to read because of you, and they still remember all the books we read in junior high. And then now that I'm in the high school, we need to get our kids into the library to want to read books. So that's why it was important to me, because we lose them because they grow up and they're doing all other things. But reading makes us more empathetic. Reading makes us smarter. Reading makes us, it just gives us we're able to walk in other people's shoes when we read books. Reading is just very, very important. It brings humanity together. And so that's why it's important that we stay reading for not only as children, as young adults, but as adults too.
Forever. And then also sometimes allows like a little escape when you're going through so much in your life, like just diving into a book kind of helps you escape a little bit. But yeah, you guys are faced with a lot more challenges these days. The internet, the Xbox, this box, the Nintendo, and oh my God, all the electronics that you guys are challenged with, right?
And so now we have ebooks. If they don't want to get a physical book, we have ebook libraries for them to be able to check out books through their phones. And that's really great because sometimes they do. They'll check out a book, and sometimes it's easier to read on your phone than it is to carry a physical book around. But yes, it's just so important that we keep reading from forever.
So this event is happening tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. again at the Region 1 Service Center. What can people expect when they head over to your event tomorrow?
Well, we're going to have 20 authors, and we're going to have, like I said, South Texas Literacy Coalition is going to be there passing out free books, so everybody can go home with a book. We're going to have a book vendor there that will be selling the books for the authors that are there, and some of the authors there will be selling their own books. But we're going to have different panels with different authors. We have a girl panel, a girl power panel, a poetry panel, a picture book panel. Because I believe that, the book festival is geared for young adults, but we do understand, like I have a 19-year-old and a 10-year-old, so I understand sometimes the dynamics of the family is just different. So we want to invite everybody. We want to invite the babies, the littles, and the teens and the tweens, and even the adults.
And the good thing with reading is that there's always something for everybody across the board. Well, that's an amazing event that you're doing, and you're an author yourself, right?
Yes.
Will you be giving some tips there for the people?
If they ask me, I'm not an author, a featured author this year, because I have other people that we featured this year. But yes, I am an author, and I can give tips. My book will be there for sale. The bookseller will be there with my book, so if anybody wants to buy my book, they can.
For sure. It sounds like an amazing event. You sound like you're so passionate about this event, so it's just good to be around you and your energy.
Thank
so
you.
if you want to meet Margie and the other 20 authors that will be there tomorrow, don't forget 9 to 3 p.m. at the Region 1 Service Center.